So what is this type of sentence that we are speaking about is mixed conditional. Mixed conditionals have different time frames and different kinds of action. Past, present result, yes. If I had studied well, I would be confident. This is a more combination of lamenting, but not necessarily self. It can be about a country, language, policy, share market. It can be anything. So it can go with the past condition to the present. If you had invested properly in share market, you could have been a billionaire by now. Well, it is true, people don't have idea of the power of compounding. If they had the idea of compounding money, India could be in a very different era altogether. This is a mixed condition. But I hope this condition changes when we invest in shares. Let's do some examples. Well, the answer is given there, so don't look at the answer, but let us look at the question. If I dash the lottery, dash a car. If I win the lottery, I would have bought the car. Is it correct? Yes. If I won the lottery, I would buy the car or buy a car. Is it correct? It is also correct. But it depends on how you do this. So if you put a tense here comfortably, you should make sure you pile up the same time because sometimes the sentences are not working exactly. For example, if she, the next one, if she works hard, she would have succeeded. If she would have succeeded, or she would have succeeded, she had, if she had worked, she would have succeeded because it goes with a perfect tense. So once we use perfect tense, we are adding a perfect form, present perfect form, not had but have. So this is something you need to be aware of, the tense format. If you are good in grammatical pattern, I need not really jump on this, but have an eye for this. So if we go again, so how to do this again and again, but in a proper way? Use commas, will, would, practice. Yes. So these are not two complete statements. It is filled by a comma, which means not a full stop. If you put a full stop, if clause doesn't exist properly, maybe you can speak in that tone, but it doesn't exist properly. So we use a comma after the if, not the main. If we use a comma, we will never use will or would in the if clause. If I will win the race, no. If I win the race. If I would take the money, no. If I take the money. So will or would will never ever come with if. Third one is apply to real life situations. How? Practice. If you practice it regularly, you will remember it. It is again a clause, but that's a trick. So do it daily. So let us go for a little catching up. So we saw four types of if clauses. We saw tenses matching. We saw conditional logics. And finally, practice is the key. So conditional logic is something I want you to look at it again because this can be a bit tricky. Not completely tricky, but a bit tricky. So please understand that properly and go with that. This improves both speaking and writing accuracy. Why? Nothing else. Language you can't learn. You can immerse yourself. That's how it is. It is like acting. You know, people say this. You can't really learn acting, but you can react sometimes. So once they taught you how to act, now the entire acting seems to be how to do a performance which is not making you look like you act. You be natural. You can be natural, but your nature should be of that character. So tenses matching, you can really work it out with only ways to do some MCQ. You can go to TOEFL or you can go to ELT, any kind of activity or hit bullseye, or you can go to SNS courseware where you have posted these things again in your question banks also. There you can pick up all these things and do this. So let us learn it in this form. It will be very easy in terms of connecting. Okay, thank you.